Hey, I'm Arne, founder of AcademicLabs, and in this video I'm going to show you how to find and evaluate rising stars in just a few clicks. Let's say I'm searching for a CAR T on solid tumors. We find 20,000 researchers, but we want not just any researcher. Of course, we see the top researchers at the top. Here we go. So we see Carl June, which is a leader in CAR T research, and some other big names with their lab, and so on. How many publications, grants, trials, or patents, etc., and how many publications per year. But let's say we want to find rising stars. We click on rising stars, and one click it selects those that have 10 to 50 publications, a relatively high age index for this number of publications, 11 to 25. They should have published on CAR T on solid tumors in the past year and a half, and they should have published in any of those top 30 journals. So now we have these 315 names. We can see when they started publishing, we can see what percentage of publications about this topic. We can see how many publications, if they have a grant on this topic, their affiliation. And we can also see how many citations do they have on publications related to CAR T solid tumors. And we can see with the pink peak when was their most influential papers. We have the citation on the right and this one on the left. We can of course adjust any criteria as we want, but let's say we're interested in Joanna. So let's click on Joanna. And then we can see we have here an option for rising star fit analysis. So let's say my criteria are I'm looking for emerging leaders in CAR T research related to solid tumors for long-term collaboration or maybe advisory potential. I want to save this input so I don't have to put it in again. And I want this as a default evaluation. The AI can decide what query to do to find the relevant publications, grants, patents, etc. of this researcher, or I can do my own query, my previous one, or anyone that I want. I click on evaluate, and we have an evaluation. So it's basically doing this query automatically for us, the AI, and then it says here whether it's a good fit. So we can see high impact innovative research addressing some of the most pressing challenges, etc. Impactful and innovative publications, recently first author or senior author publication, top tier journals, etc. With some context. We see the link, relevant link to such a publication. We see rapid output growth and thematic focus. We can see prestigious venues and recognition for her research, translational and industry relevant advances. That you can see here. We can always go to such a publication, mechanistic and foundational insights in these kind of approaches. So a strong candidate for rising star status in this field. I can copy this and add it to my Word file, PowerPoint, whatever I need for taking it further. There's other things that I could do. I could assess in-licensing opportunities, see if it's a good potential customer, what kind of drug research is he doing, etc. Of course, I can look into the specific details of the publications. I can ask specific questions with the AI. I can see who this person has been collaborating with, which kind of companies this person has been collaborating with, and I can have a full overview of any organization like AstraZeneca, etc. I can see in which kind of journals he published on this topic, etc. I can look into the clinical trials that she's been doing or leading. I can see patents she's a part of, and if she has any grants that we were able to collect. We also see she's part of the MECA lab, and we could identify more about what's the mission of the lab. We can see more about the ongoing research that they're focusing on, and we can do any kind of search and any other actions we want to do to assess this lab. So if I want to go back to Joanna and I want to reach out, I can go to the About, I can click here to verify the email, and I can reach out or find her on LinkedIn. You can also send an email through our platform, create an alert if she has something new, share the profile with someone, or bookmark it. So this is the key approach if you want to find a rising star. You simply search, you click on rising star. You could adjust any kind of criteria. Let's say if you want to have people who maybe got a project on this particular topic as well, you can select those as well as just selecting recent projects, start year ranges. Same for patents or clinical trials, etc. And then you can see a different list and you could investigate those people. There's some other terms, top 100 concepts you can use to also filter down the results. It can give you context and give you like the first, the second most, third most concept in those CAR-T solid tumor publications of those researchers. So it allows you to filter down by any of those criteria, let's say related to CD34. Now it does this additional search to retrieve the matching researchers. Here we go. So from thousands of researchers, we just go to two that match our exact criteria. If you need any help, happy to answer any questions. You can use the chat here down at the down right place. Maybe last thing, what you can also do is you can click on the landscape view. And in this landscape view, let's say on CAR-T solid tumors, we show you top 5 list based on KOLs, rising star criteria, simply the normal relevance ranking, who are the top authors with most publications, with most grants on the topic, most patents, most clinical trials, or split up by age index. You can always hover over someone to see the exact count and how over the years, how it evolves, geographical distribution, and then see which organizations have most of these researchers. You can also see some correlations with other diseases and genes. Now you can always now again click on rising stars. And now I have 315. The KOLs won't change because they have their own criteria, but all the rest is now adapted. So here we have the rising stars, those fitting the criteria we selected before, but shows you those with most publications on the topic, with most grants, and so on, or split up by age index and geographical distribution, and the top organizations with most of these rising stars. So this is a different approach, and you can always click on show all to then see all those researchers. I hope this helps, and let me know if you have questions or any suggestions. We're happy to see how we can further improve this experience. And of course, know these are subjective criteria provided to us by key customers in pharma, but you can always adjust any of those options with the filters we have available. All right, hope this helps. Take care. Bye-bye.